Well, hey everybody, Carrie here, and I still have straight hair. Those of you that saw me earlier this week on a live saw that I had straight hair, and I still do. So dry shampoo is my best friend right now. But I like having straight hair. It's so much easier. So I think I'm going to toggle back and forth between this style. I bought some tools on Amazon. Who knows when they'll get here? But to just keep trying to do it a little bit more and more easier. So I found some cool brush hair dryer things I'm going to try. Anyway, I am coming at you live today. I'm going to do a little training with you. So we've had so many new people in our group. And I know sometimes when you get in our group, you could be like, what are they talking about? Because the name of our group is Diet Disruptor Squad. And the name of our organization, of our business, is called Disruptive Nutrition. And it really is that. We definitely disrupt the ideas that we, especially of women, have been taught for so long. And so I thought I would come on live today to just for a few minutes to share a little bit about what it is that we do that is so different and why it matters. So we are going to talk today about what we have been taught and why it's so problematic for us. So for ever since I can remember, we have always talked about calories in versus calories out, being on a diet, the weight on the scale. All of that defines who we are. I want you to think about your identity and who you really are. A lot of you, when you are asked that question, you'll think about your job, your role as maybe a mom or a wife or a sister or a daughter, all of those things. Absolutely. But let's be really real for a second. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, when we think about our worth and our value, so much of it is tied into what we look like. And we get on that scale, and it can make or break our day. Am I right? You get on the scale and you lost a pound or two and you're like, oh, that's good. Because it's about what our bodies look like. Not about how we feel necessarily, not about who we are, but so much is on what we look like. If we went out the night before and had just a rager with pizza and all that stuff, and then we get on the scale and we saw that we gained weight, it can ruin our day. Or we feel guilty, or that we deserve it because I had a cheat. And it can weigh us down, that weight on the scale. And I'm not talking about the weight weighing us down. I'm talking about our brains and our mindset. Because I will also say this, if you go out and have a good time one night, you almost are always thinking about the consequences of those actions, right? That you are going to pay for that because you're cheating on your diet. And even if you aren't on an official diet, you're always thinking about your diet, right? You're always thinking about what you should and shouldn't eat, trying to just eat low carbs, or just trying to think about your portions and eating healthy. And it's always on your mind. Let's be real. That's your identity. So much of our identity is caught up in our diet. And the fact that we have to always be on a diet. I mean, let's be real. How many people are always searching the Google and the Facebook and get sucked in by the promise of what another diet can do and how it's going to make you lose 20 pounds and you're going to be skinny and happy and all of that. That's what we live almost for in so many ways. And what we teach at Disruptive Nutrition is nothing like that, because the first thing we have to recognize is our worth is in who we are. Our identity is not in the scale, and the scale is a liar anyway. It's not an accurate representation at all. And what we have to really start to recognize is that diets have done that to us for all of these years. And diets have been designed to make us feel like a failure. Diets are designed so that it actually slows our body down. So what happens when we're on a diet? Well, it's really interesting. When we are on a diet, just the concept of a diet means deprivation. You are depriving yourself of either nutrients or calories. I don't care if you're on keto, if you're fasting, or whatever it is, you are depriving yourself of essential nutrients. Now, what's so crazy about it is that it doesn't work for the long term. If you have been on multiple diets, hit likes, hit loves, tell me that. And it doesn't work, but you keep going back. But why do you keep going back? Because diets have been made us believe that it was your fault it didn't work. I mean, if you lost weight on a diet before, surely when you had that crazy cheat meal, you deserved to gain the weight back. The problem is that our bodies slow down so much when we're on a diet. It literally starts to go into starvation mode. And let me tell you exactly when that happens. You can save your calories if you've ever saved your calories and then you just have it for a big meal later. And we think we're doing okay because we're calories in versus calories out. Coach Jess just wrote a blog post about that our body is not a checkbook. It doesn't work that way. When we don't eat all day and we literally it results in our blood sugar being very low, our body starts to slow down. And then when we eat a lot because we're hungry or we're just saving it all for a big meal and we think it's okay because I've saved all my calories a day, our blood sugar gets really, really high. When our blood sugar gets high and we get stuffed, we store fat. When our blood sugar gets really, really low, we actually start to slow down our metabolism and we pull nutrients from our muscles. We do no carb, but we need carbs. We have been taught that if we don't have carbs, we'll get skinny and we'll be happy, right? And everything is surrounded around that. You will lose weight for a short time. You will feel like garbage and you won't be able to keep it off. You can't be on something that when you go out and have a good time, you then feel guilty about it. And then your entire identity and emotions get wrapped in that guilt. And when that happens for so long, you start to lose more and more confidence in who you are and what your value is. Diets have done that to the years. Diets will never work long term because you're slowing down your system. It's a whole physiological response. But we keep going back to them because it worked for a little while. So we figured we're just going to go back to what worked for a little while. It was false success. Your body went into starvation mode. If you just don't eat, you're going to lose weight. But you can't do that long term because eventually you have to eat. And because your body is so slow, when you do eat again, your body will hold on to it. And you will automatically gain the weight back. We need to do something very, very different. We need to speed up our metabolism. We need to boost our energy. We have crankiness and lethargic, and we are guilt-ridden, all because of what we keep doing to deprive our bodies. How many of you have MyFitnessPal and track your meal for the day? That absolutely identifies you as someone who diets. I don't care if you say you are or you aren't. If you have to track your food, you are sending clear messages to your brain about who you are. We don't need to do that. We need to fuel our body effectively so that our body works for us and does for us what we wanted all those diets to do that never would do. And it involves fueling versus depriving. It is so powerful and so effective and actually really simple. So that's what we teach. And although it's simple, it's not always easy. And you need to understand exactly how to do it well. But when I tell you, you will never need to track your food in MyFitnessPal. You will never need to search the Google for another diet again because you're going to give your body what it truly needs. And then I want you to think about what you're modeling for your kids. If you are entering your calories in MyFitnessPal, if you are eating a different meal than your kids, if you are constantly thinking about what you could or couldn't eat, or you even call food a cheat meal, you are sending significant messages to your kids And I very much believe we have the ability to change our family tree by changing our own beliefs about ourselves and our actions that go along with those beliefs. So I want you to learn this, and I want you to be able to learn it right and effectively. So this week, my team and I are offering our mini course all about this and how to do it effectively, where you can also get a week in our membership for free. And if you decide to do our larger program later, likely it will be September, where you actually spend 4 weeks really clean eating and detoxing your body along with how to fuel it correctly. If you can do that later on, because we're not offering that right now, if you get our mini course right now, which is $97, it will show you everything that you need to know about exactly what I just talked about. And you'll get a week in our membership. And then if you sign up for our signature course later in September to do 4 weeks of really clean eating with a coach and us really helping you to hone this in specifically, then I will pay you back that $97 for that you spend on the PFC course when you register for our 4 weeks to wellness in September. So you can learn it now and get it right. And just, it's a self-guided course. You can have a week in our membership to ask questions. And then when you sign up for the 4 weeks to wellness later in September, where you really can go like full on with a coach and truly get it right for you specifically, I'm going to pay you back for the PFC course. So never done that before. We really care that people learn this information, and I want to do it in the most affordable way for you so that you don't have to stress as much about the financial issues that we have going on, and you can still get healthy and strong. And that is what we all need. Now more than ever, that is what we all need. So I hope that you'll take us up on that. That offer is only until Sunday. So I'll put a link in here so that you can go access it and go get it, because the moment you do, bam, you have immediate access. You can start learning literally by dinner time tonight. You could start learning the concepts that we teach, start thinking about your own mindsets and exactly how to implement this lifestyle precisely and effectively. All right, I got you. I hope that you'll take us up on it.